Hello, everybody, and welcome to a new series that I'm going to be doing on the channel where I'm going to be going over individual add-ons for Bedrock Edition, Minecraft Bedrock Edition. Now, these mods are not part of a bigger mod pack like Advanced Machinery. They're sort of standalone mods, but you can use them with in some cases, or probably in a lot of cases, you can use these with other mod packs like the Advanced Machinery. I'm actually in my flat world survival world because yeah, this is if you haven't seen my flat world series, this is the world that my flat world is on. My survival series is on. But today we're going to talk about the over enchantment table. Now, what this does is allow you to get enchantments beyond the normal enchantments that you would get with a enchanting table. It's expensive though, very expensive. So you definitely are going to need a good source of XP because this thing uses a boatload of XP. But let's take a look at it. It's this item right here, actually. This little gold kind of get looking thing. But if we go down here to the everything, now this is again, this is my flat world, so I have a lot of stuff in here. But this is what we're interested in right here, the over enchantment table. So what you have to do is you have to create a enchantment table. You've got 3 obsidian, 4 blocks of gold, and then an experience file. And this is something new here, the experience file. Let me see if I can. Here we go. The empty experience file is just glass with lapis in the middle here. So that part's not too bad. I've got an empty one here. Do I have any XP? Yeah. Okay, so it takes 5 XP to fill up this thing. And what you do is once you made one of these experience vials, you just right click it. And as you see, I went from 7 to 2. So it puts 5 experience into these vials. Now these things are important because this is actually what you use to create your enchantments. So again, let's look at we'll look at the recipe on that. And I'm in survival now, so again, you need to build yourself a regular enchantment table, one of these vials, and then 4 blocks of gold and 3 obsidian. So if you're doing, let's say, advanced machinery, and you've got your stuff set up like I do over here, getting the resources to do this isn't going to be a big deal. I've got my machines running, and as you can see, I've got tons of resources here coming in. So once you get if you're doing advanced machinery, you can add this mod to your advanced machinery, which I highly recommend that you do. And it'll just give you, you'll have plenty of resources in order to build the thing. But that's not the problem with this. The situation is this thing requires a ton, absolute ton of experience. Okay, so let me just show you this one here. This one's pretty simple. So now remember, each of these vials contain 5 experience points. So we've got 20 experience points here, plus a regular book, and then 3 lapis lazuli, I don't know how you say that, lapis. So that's not too bad, and that'll give you a common tome. And the common, I haven't really used the common, so I'm not exactly sure what you get with it. This was actually the uncommon here, so I got a quick charge 4 on it. But as you start going up, let me sleep real quick because I want to show you what you're going to have to end up doing in order to actually use this thing. You're going to need some sort of source of XP. Let's get back over here. There we go. So you have the common tome, and then you have the uncommon tome, which requires a common. And then look at all these XP bottles. Now, again, this is all these are worth 5 XP, right? So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35 here, because we got 7 of these, a block of lapis, and then the common tone. So we got 35. So 35 plus 20. So you're talking 55 XP here for the uncommon. Let's see, and then we go to rare, which includes the uncommon. But now we get into this compressed experience, and this compressed experience is actually 4 of these. So each one of these compressed ones is worth 20. So already we've got 20 here, plus another 10, so that's 30. Plus the uncommon, which is 35, so we've got 65, plus another 20, so we're already talking 85 XP just for the rare tome. And then of course you have the epic tome, which includes, again, these are worth 20, right? So we've got 80 XP here, and as you can see, it just keeps going up and up. It's really, you're running into like hundreds and hundreds of XP. Let me kill this guy. I'm using my magical wands, which will be another video that I'll be doing on this particular series here. But I wanted to show you what I've set up. And if you've watched my advanced machinery, I should have used my speed loot bags. I'll show you that one as well. That's a simple one. You just add it to it and you get loot bags from the drops. Should have put my speed ring in. And rings or baubles will be another one. These are all mods by Emotionless that he's done, and they're on his Vantage website, which there'll be a link in the description down below. Now, what you're going to need is have some sort of good XP farm. And what I've done on my survival world here is I actually created, using the in advanced machinery, you have the, is it part of advanced machinery or not? I think it is. You have the mobs, mob spawners, and you have a passive spawner, you have a nether spawner, and you also have a hostile spawner. And what I've done here is I've set up the nether spawner as a XP farm, because you get really good XP from nether mobs, and it takes a minute for them to get charged. I pull this up because I've got the what do you call them, the solar panels. I've got the solar panels going here, but because I don't want this working 24 hours, because it'll just fill up full of mobs. So I picked this up and put it in the box, and that'll effectively shuts it down. It's sort of an off switch for this guy. But once you, if you set this up, you'll get some decent XP. You get really good XP from nether mobs. And one thing nice about nether mobs is they don't burn up in the sun. So, I mean, you can build this out of regular glass. I was trying to build it out of the tinted glass, which I didn't really need to do. I started doing it, but then I changed it as a regular. But, I mean, you can see you get some really good XP points from the nether mobs. And you can set this up relatively. I've got a loot bag there. So, and you also get the nether drops too, the way this particular thing is. So you're going to need some sort of really good XP farm in order to use the over enchantment table, because it just takes so much XP, so much XP. And again, if you're using advanced machinery, which you should be using, if you're going to be using these mods, advanced machinery is really nice, especially if you want to play on like a skyblock type of thing, which I'm playing on a flat world, which virtually the same thing. Now you just crouch and right click that, and you can pick it up. And that just basically my on-off switch on this. So you can see the amount of XP gets pretty decent. Now you could do the hostile mob as well. It's just that you're going to get a little better XP from the Nether mobs. In order to set this up, as you can see, I've got hoppers there that are all pointing into this particular chest, and then I just got slabs on top of it. If you put a slab down on there, the hopper will pull the item, the drop, whatever it is, through the slab into the hopper. And let's go up here, and I'll show you what it looks like up on top. It's a real simple setup. I mean, extremely simple setup here. Let me see. Let's go down just a little bit so we can see it. So what I did is this is about 20 or so blocks high. If you go up any higher than that, you're going to start the wither skeletons. They'll start dying on you. So 20 is a pretty good area. It's not going to make it anything one hit, but as you can see, I'm using a stone sword, which the wither skeletons drop and which you can just use in this. So you've got basically free weapons to use. The gold and the stone drop in this mob farm. So I mean, it gives you the weapons to use to kill them with. So it's really nice. But as you can see, I just have a little. I have a 3-block platform here, but the row in the last there is elevated. I've got a line of water through there with the spawner, and this is the Nether spawner in the middle, and they will spawn in the water on top of this thing, and then the water will just push them over. And I've got signs to hold the water back. The water just pushes them over, and down it goes. Now the key on this is you have to make it 3x3, because you're going to have the 3x3 slimes, magma cubes, spawning in this. So you're going to need to keep this as a 3x3, and you want it 3 high because the wither skeletons are 3 high. So you're going to need it at least 3 high. I think I've got mine like 4 high. If you count the top of it, it's like 1, 2, 3. Is it 4? I think it's 4 high. So, almost killed myself because I'm still in survival here. So that's it, basically. Yeah, it's a real simple farm to make, but you get really good XP out of it. And I would definitely, I mean, you're going to have some sort of XP farm for the over enchantment table, because we're talking, 100 XP when you get up there to the epic tomes, and you basically want to get an epic tome. I mean, why settle for the smaller stuff? You want to get of course you could combine them in a anvil too. You could well, no, I don't think you can combine books in an anvil, but if you put it on an item, put it on like 2 different items, you can combine those 2 different items together, as long as it doesn't become too expensive. That's the problem, is that it could become too expensive. And it can actually happen with these books as well. You can get it where it's just too expensive and you actually can't put it on there. So there is that. But the amount of XP that you require for these books, I mean, this epic tome, this is 20, 40, 60, 80. So we've got 80 there. So right there is 160 just for these 2 items here. So 80, you got 80 twice. So that's 160 just for those 2. And that doesn't account the other ones that you have to work your way up to. I haven't counted it all up, but it's a lot of XP that you need. So you're definitely going to need a decent mob farm. And again, I would recommend using the Nether. If you're going to use advanced machinery, use the Nether mob farm, because you're going to get better XP. You can, though, use the hostile mob farm. And as you can see here, I've got the hostile mob farm set up. I'm just using it for drops, though, not for, to get these. Oh, wow, look at this. Epic bag. That's a rare drop there. I'm doing it to get the drops, basically, for these. And the way I set this up is with the spikes. And if you look at my survival series, you'll see me actually building this. I had to add a vacuum hopper because not everything was getting picked up by the spikes. The spikes are sitting on a couple of hoppers, but sometimes the item will fall onto the chest. So the vacuum hopper here just picks it up and throws it into this hopper, which throws it into that chest there. You could use this as a XP farm as well if you wanted to. I think you're going to get better rates though using the Nether one. It's a little bit more expensive because you have to go 3x3 on it, but not expensive enough to be prohibitive. Especially if you've got resources coming in like I do, where I've got the automatic resources just piling up for me there in my storage system. So that's it. The over enchantment table. It's an expensive one, but you can get some. I mean, get some crazy enchantments. I mean, we're talking like sharpness 10 or 15 or 20 maybe. I mean, yeah, we're talking some definitely over enchanted items. So if you want to do something like fight the dragon, you could put. I mean, that's my plan. This was actually a pretty decent because quick charge. I'm gonna, build a crossbow and put that on there. So man, that thing will load up like instantly, basically. So yeah, and then you can get piercing on this thing. I mean, if you got a crossbow with piercing 20 or 10 on it or some crazy thing like that, oh my goodness, that dragon didn't stand a chance. So yeah, that's what I'm working towards, going to the end here on the flat world, and yeah, it should be fun. So this is the first time. This is the over enchantment table. Again, I'll leave you with the recipe on it. Not the recipe isn't terribly expensive, even if you're just mining yourself. It's just gold, obsidian, and a regular enchantment table, and you know how to build a regular enchantment table, and the experience vial, and that's just glass with some lapis. So you're definitely going to need a good source of lapis because this thing takes tons and tons of lapis because we're talking blocks of lapis here. But the real thing on this is the experience, and you're just going to need to have a good experience farm. Maybe you've built a blaze farm in the nether or something like that. You found a blaze spawner or a dual blaze spawner. That would be excellent source of XP. Or like I'm doing here on the flat world, just using the nether spawner that comes with advanced machinery and using that. So alrighty, so this is the first one, over enchantment table. Definitely worth getting. Very expensive, can take some work to get it to, but once you get stuff enchanted, boy, you're ready to go. I mean, you're just you're gonna be invincible pretty much once you get everything enchanted up, your armor, your weapons. I mean, you're gonna be so OP, it's gonna be crazy. So, alrighty, I appreciate you watching, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye bye now.